The jury having reached a verdict, Ms. Geiger and your team, would you please stand? We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Geiger, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment. No outbursts.
You could hear the gasps there inside the courtroom as the verdict was announced. Botham Jean's family, the 26-year-old accountant who was murdered by Amber Geiger about a year ago, were inside that courtroom. They've been wearing red every day of coming to trial here. That was Botham Jean's favorite color. Amber Geiger's family also inside that courtroom. Outside the courtroom, you can see the heavy security presence here at the courthouse. You have to go through a second layer of security to get to the courtroom that is at the end of the hallway. You could hear cheering outside that courtroom just shortly after that verdict was read here. And this was a rather dramatic moment. There were many people who didn't think that Amber Geiger would be convicted of murder, in large part because one of the options that this jury had is that they could have convicted on a lesser charge of manslaughter.
Peace and blessings, mystics. This is Intuitive Tasha, and I am finally back with a new video. If you've been keeping up with me on the YouTube community tab, I'll update you guys ever so often. And I've had a lot of just personal things going on in my life. It just threw me off, you know, and I needed some time just to get things together. A lot of changes going on, and it kind of took me away from doing readings. And I like to make sure I'm in a good space when I do these readings. I like to make sure that I am mentally ready, because it takes a lot out of you. And if you're not mentally in a good space, well, for me, if I'm not in a mentally good space, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel right doing a lot of readings, especially the readings that I do on YouTube, because a lot of them are serious subjects and really deep matters, and people may have went through a whole lot of stuff. So it definitely drains you. It definitely takes a lot out of you. And I just had a lot taken out of me just in my personal life. So having that and also doing the type of readings that I do here on YouTube, it would have been too much. So I want to thank you guys for still being here with me. I appreciate all of you so freaking much. You have no idea. I have been sitting for a while trying to figure out what the next reading was going to be whenever I did come back to YouTube. And I've been really getting people in my inbox really wanting me to talk about this tragic situation. If you don't know, I have a hearing impairment, so I don't hear well listening through electronics, phones, TV, all of that. So hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right, but Bothem Jean, he was killed by this officer Amber, who says that she mistaken his apartment for hers, and she shot the man in his apartment. That just blew me away. Like, how can that even happen? You don't see any differences in the decor. You don't see any differences in just everything to say, okay, this is not my apartment. So honestly, in my spirit, that did not register with me. Okay. And when people was inboxing me about it and leaving comments, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a reading on this, because I think there's a lot of still unanswered questions. Yes, she has been sentenced, but there's been a lot of just crap going on. People are upset about the sentencing, which if you're a person of color, you would be upset, because you know how it is for us, and you know how it is for just minor offenses. You get more than 10 years for just carrying weed on you. You know, it's been people getting 20, 30 years for little minor offenses and things of that nature. So for this woman to kill this man in his own home and just get 10 years, and you know she's going to only serve 5, that's kind of a slap in the face. All right. Another thing people were really upset about was how everybody was so just catering to this woman. It blew me away. It blew me away how his brother wanted to hug her, how the judge even got off the bench to hug her. The bailiff was fixing her hair. Like, who does this? What world are we living in today? Seriously. And I'm not gonna make this a color thing. That's not what I'm not gonna do that. But we're gonna be realistic about the situation. If it was a person of color, none of this wouldn't happen. Their hair wouldn't have got fixed. The judge wouldn't have got off the bench and give no hugs. All right. And these are people of color, our color, who was doing these things. So that's letting you know our minds are so brainwashed into forgiving other races and other people before we even forgive our own people. And I'm just being honest. All right, everybody, I'm going to use my tarot deck that you guys haven't seen in a while. So I'm going to pull these out and see what answers we get regarding the death of Bothem Jean. What led up to it? I want to see if the cards would give me something that can give us some more insight on his death. What happened? Were there friends? Were there argument before this happened? Because if there was an argument before it happened, that means she knew she wasn't in her apartment. If you're physically talking to somebody before you shoot them, so we're going to see exactly what happened, what the angels and guides and what both of them may want to tell us in spirit, or his angels want us to know. Okay, so let's see. All right, spirit, I call upon both of them, spirit guides and angels. All right, so the first question I want to know is, did she know that this was not her apartment? Did she know from the beginning that Bothem Jean's apartment wasn't hers? Let's see what spirit says. Did she know that Bothem Jean's apartment wasn't her apartment? Because that's just idiotic to me. They say she was on the phone with her boyfriend prior to the incident. So let me see. Show us, spirit. Show us. What happened? Did she know from the beginning that that was not her apartment? All right. She knew this man. She knew him prior to the shooting. The Three of Cups have came up. This signifies knowing each other. It's not a celebration, but they had some form of relationship. They have been around each other before. So if she's in the same building with him, she knows him, and she knew that that wasn't his apartment. Something transpired with them prior to her going to his apartment, whether it was friends or something to that effect before this incident happened. And the Nine of Cups have shown up as well. There was some type of intimate relationship or conversation that had been had prior to this incident. Not saying intimacy like sexual, but they knew each other. It was something being communicated between the two of them. She knew him. She went there for a reason. I feel like it was something. It was something they were meant to talk about, or something had transpired for her to go to his apartment. And I feel like he knew that she was coming. Like, he knew she was coming. That's why the door was unlocked, or something of that nature. If the door was unlocked, it's because he knew that she was coming. Whether they talked on the phone or whether they talked outside the apartment complex and made some type of arrangement to where they were supposed to meet. All right, this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like they knew each other. Come on now, there's the same apartment complex. I'm sure a lot of people knew who she was because she was a police officer. So I'm sure she was well known in that area. So she knew where her apartment was. She knew she was going to his apartment for a reason, all right? And Joshua Brown, unfortunately, the guy who just was killed, he heard them arguing before the gunshots. They were arguing before the gunshots. There is no reason for them to be arguing if you're standing in somebody's house. Because if you are arguing with someone, you then took a few seconds and realized that, whoa, I'm not in my place. This ain't my house. There's nothing to argue about. It's okay. Oh, I'm sorry, and leave it out. Why was there an argument transpiring? It's because there were some intimate information, intimate conversation, something between the two of them that happened. And the reason why she was there, she went there out of anger. Something happened. And she went there to confront him or talk to him about that situation. Period. That is what I'm getting. All right. The star card. The star card in this reading represents why she was truly there. There were plans being made for the future. Something they had planned together. Something was going on. Maybe some type of partnership or something intimate, y'all. I can't tell y'all what it is, but something that they were planning together or something they talked about that was a issue of why she went there to that apartment. This is what the star card is telling me in this reading. Also, someone may have been taking a chance with something. Somebody was taking a chance with something. Maybe taking a chance doing business relationship or something, but there was a chance being taken here between both of them or one of them. Okay? Oh, God. All right, so let's see what these other cards are. All right, so the Six of Staves in this reading is Amber. Her being very assertive. You see the guy, he's standing on top of a rock and he's like pushing forward and he has his little workers around and he's being very assertive, pushing himself. She went there to be forceful about something. Something transpired, like I said, I don't know what it is, y'all, but something transpired between the two that she felt the need to go up there to assert herself. All right, she was being very assertive about the situation. So the Five of Coins showing me that it was a loss of something. She went there because of a loss of something that would affect her intimately. Ten of Coins, something that would have probably affected her financially or intimately within her relationship, either with her boyfriend or with Jean. So there's something there. There's something there. There's something there way more than what's being said or she's saying. Swords. Let's see. All right, so we have the King of Swords, we have the Six of Cups, and we have the Ace of Staves. For me, the King of Swords, Six of Cups, this is telling me that she went to a familiar place. His apartment was something familiar to her. She had been there before. You can see the Lover's card have came up. The Lover's card that came up. Y'all see this? Y'all see these cards? The Lovers, the Page of Staff, and the Fool. Y'all know what? I did not want to say it, but it is what it is. These cards are showing it may have been some type of intimate relationship. I'm just being honest. The Lovers, Page of Staff, and the Fool card, this combination right here is kind of telling me that there was some type of intimate relationship, whether it was something casual that escalated to something more physical. So I feel that she was on the phone with her boyfriend so she can go and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? She was on the phone with her boyfriend trying to hurry up and get her time with him before she went and entertained Jean. For whatever reason, the conversation went left, all right? But these cards are signifying to me some type of intimate relationship, her and Jean. Something transpired. Maybe they had a disagreement because think about it. If they're in the same apartment complex and they're trying to sneak around and she don't want certain people to know that she's dealing with him, he may not call her a lot. She probably meet up with him on her terms. That's what I feel. I feel like she controlled their relationship dynamic. Like, I'll call you, or I'll meet you here, or keep the door unlocked and I'll come up there. Like that type of situation, because she was very careful, and she had to be very careful because of who she is. All right. So, and plus she's in a relationship. So you guys, this, oh my God, this is way more than I could have expected. It just is what it is. So, oh, okay. This is just crazy. I'm telling you. All right. So let me get to the next question. All right. I just want to ask flat out, how did Bothem Jean feel about Amber? Like I said, the cards are signaling to me some type of relationship. So I want to see if the cards are going to show me, how was he feeling about her? What was his relationship with her? Or how was he feeling at that moment? Because it is what it is, y'all. These cards are showing me something, like, intimately. So let's see. How did Botham Jean feel about Amber? How did he feel about her? How did he feel about her? Show me, Spirit. Show me. Oh, there's a lot of swords in this reading. Oh, a lot of swords. Oh. Let me move this camera down a little bit. All right. You guys, they were at odds with each other for something. I have the King of Staff and the Queen of Swords. She was holding something over his head, or he was holding something over her head. Something transpired. At the time before he passed, they were at odds with each other over something. A battle of control. A battle of control between the two of them. I feel like she was the controlling person. She's the Queen of Swords. She tried to control, and he tried to assert his dominance at some point. Like, look, I've had enough of you and your foolishness type deal. Okay. As you can see, there's a lot of swords. There's a 5 of swords. I have the Justice. I have 8 of swords. I have 9 of swords and 8 of coins. You guys, yeah, there were a big disagreement. She was holding a lot over him at the point of even controlling him, making his life kind of miserable, leading up to his death. I wish they would find out what exactly was going on. Like, I really want to know what was going on. I'm going to ask that question because, yeah, these cards are very negative, very negative. He had something on her, and from what I'm getting, it's more than one person. It was maybe 3 people. You see, 3 of coins that came up. That comes up for me when it's a team thing, like something involving 3 people or more than one person. Oh God. A lot of the time, the death card does not actually mean a physical death. In this case, there was something that he was trying to let go of. He was trying to let go of something with her, and she was not having it. He was feeling not safe or not happy with whatever arrangement they had going on. As you can see, the 5 of Cups is here. There were something going on with their relationship he was not happy with. He didn't feel safe. I feel like she was sending him threats. I feel like maybe there was a relationship going bad and she wanted to control that. He was trying to get away from her or trying to end things, saying, look, I'm done with whatever games you're trying to play. I'm done with that. All right, let's see what else comes up. Yeah, y'all. He was feeling like she was holding out on something. She was keeping secrets, and she was also holding things over his head, truly trying to control him, really taking away a lot of things from him. And I hope the detectives, I hope they really look more into this case, because their relationship is way deeper than they are letting on. All right, I have the Eight of Staff in reverse. I have the Ten of Swords in reverse. I think this represents him feeling some type of way, like she would probably try something, but not to a point to where she would actually do him physical harm or kill him. All right, but these cards are showing me that there were a lot of secrets, a lot of things being unsaid, and he underestimated her. He definitely underestimated who she was, and also underestimated what she would do to him. All right. Oh, this is crazy. All right, so let's see. How did Amber feel about Bothem Jean? How did Amber feel about Bothem Jean? When she went up to his door, what was her feelings? What was going through her head when she went up to his apartment? What was her feelings towards him? Because these cards are showing me something very, very toxic, some serious stuff, y'all. But he underestimated her. He never would have thought. He knew that she was probably crazy, a little touched, but he didn't never think that she would actually pull out a gun and shoot him. All right, so let's see. Show me. How did she feel about him? Let me move this over some. Some of the cards are coming back repeatedly. This is interesting. Oh. Lovers. Oh, honey. This was definitely a lover's quarrel. She felt like he was supposed to be her man, but she wanted to control the situation. She wanted her cake and eat it too. I don't know if she was with this police officer before she was with Botham, but Botham was somebody she knew she shouldn't have been with, but she didn't want to let go. They got the Eight of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the High Priestess. These row of cards, this is showing me that she wanted to control the relationship. She wanted control when that relationship was going to end. Do y'all see this? She wanted to control that relationship. She wanted to, and on her terms, she wanted things to go on her terms. I feel like the High Priestess also shows in this reading her enjoying the relationship that they had. She controlled everything as far as their relationship. She doesn't want the responsibilities of a relationship, meaning she wants the relationship just to go to a certain level. Maybe there's a wall, maybe there's some things that happened in her past to where now she doesn't give up her sovereignty to a relationship. So this is probably why she had more than one partner or more than one relationship, because she wanted to be in control. She will only give so much, but she wants to be in control. This woman is putting up a big front, y'all. She is wearing a huge mask. The crying, the sweet and innocent looking lady that you see on TV is not who she actually is. All right, this is not who she actually is. Okay, these two card combinations right here, the love in the world, tells me a lot. This woman liked this man, like truly liked him relationship wise. You guys notice when I ask about any type of relationship between the two, the Lovers and Two of Cups keep coming up. There was a relationship and she truly liked him, like truly liked him. Like maybe almost love type of deal, but it was like a weird type of love. Like, yeah, I love you, but I still gonna do me. Yes, I got feelings for you, but I'm still gonna have him over here. I'm not ready to be with you like that, but you're gonna do what I tell you to do. You're gonna deal in this relationship how I want to deal with it, because I am Amber. I am a police officer. I am this, I am that. I feel like she was very arrogant. She was that type of person. I feel like he was more of the humble spirit. And the energy I'm feeling from him is more of a humble spirit. And she was more of the aggressor. And I feel that that night she went up there talking to her lover on the phone to hurry up and get off the phone with him so she can go and talk and deal with her second lover. All right, because these cards are showing me too much intimacy, too much relationship between her and Botham, even if nobody knew about it. If nobody knew about it, it's because she didn't want anybody to know about it. All right, so she knew exactly where she was going. She knew that was not her apartment. She knew where she was going. Okay, so either she had a key to his apartment or his door was already open. And she probably had a key because they were in a relationship. All right, so these cards are revealing a lot. Okay, so I don't know if I really want to deal with the sentencing and all of that with her, because we already know she's been sentenced. She got 10 years. She's not going to serve 10 years. So I don't think I need to ask questions about that. We already know how this is going to play out. She's going to serve 5, maybe even less, and be out on probation. All right. So I just want to go ahead and move on to Joshua Brown, because this is a signal to everybody about and how dangerous it is sometimes to open your mouth and speak truth. You know, this was a serious case. This was very public, and people had feelings about it. And right now, the racial tension in the U.S. today has people doing a lot of things they wouldn't have done 5 years ago before Trump was in office. You know, there's a lot of racist people doing all types of things, and she probably has supporters of her that are racist, or people who, you know, just didn't like that this white woman was going to jail for killing this black man. You know, that just don't register in some people's mind. All right, let's be real. All right, so I truly feel so much sadness and just sorry for his family, and I hate that this young man's life ended like this. And the crazy thing about it is, the first thing people do when somebody dies, especially of color, they bring out the bad things about them. As soon as this young man died, people were saying, oh, he was smoking weed and all of that prior. So what? He was smoking weed. So what? Then I read that some people were saying that he testified against some people in another case prior to this case, and also he was like living a street life, and may have been some people he got into it. Nah, that's not what happened. They can use that as an excuse to why this happened, to use that, you know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, I want you guys to know, just try to live your best life. Don't be out here doing negative things, especially people of color. Because if something happens to you, the first thing they're going to do is bring up all the negative shit about you, instead of, you know, looking at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? But another thing, don't do something that people can use against you. So if it was a setup of somebody angry about the sentencing and that he testified against her, they used the fact that he was probably doing, you know, maybe used to be into trouble or whatnot. They used that as an excuse, so they won't be looking for them. They can say, oh, it probably was a gang member or someone he had issues with because A, B, and C. We don't want to keep allowing them to use those things against us. All right, but let me see what the cards have to say. Like I said, I have to be mindful about what I say. And I know this is entertainment for a lot of you, but I have to be mindful because I don't want to be saying stuff and I'm getting emails and phone calls from people threatening me. I have to be considerate of myself and my life and my home. All right. So this is another thing about doing these type of things. I have to be mindful of that. So I will see what the cards say, and then we'll go from there. I just want to get straight to it. Was Joshua Brown's death related to his involvement with putting away Amber? Was Joshua Brown's death in relation to him helping put away Amber? His testimony against her. Was it related to that? Show me, Spirit. Show me. Show me. Was his death in relation to the Amber sentencing, her case? Let's see. All right, let me move these cards up so you guys can see. Okay. All right, this is the Temperance card. And as we know, the Temperance card signifies balance, patience, inner calmness. So this man was in a good space in his life. I'm not getting anything saying that he was out here doing dirt. Like, the cards I'm getting from him, the energy was that of not entertaining conflict, him just trying to move on with his life, trying to do better for himself. It's like he's trying to be persistent and staying on a good path. So people are using all these different things against him. This was not what he was doing in his life right now. So I'm gonna keep pulling because I don't feel like the cards are really telling me much just yet. Did this have something to do in relation to the Amber verdict? You know what, guys? These cards, Ace of Swords. This is showing me something that is possibly in relation to that. The Three of Swords have came up. So this a group of people coming up with this idea to hurt him, to harm him, to kill him. The Queen of Swords. All of this to protect the Queen of Swords, which is Amber. There's an older gentleman here that's coming up in this reading. Yes, the Page of Swords have came up. Yes, this is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. Yes, this definitely has some relation to the verdict that had to do with putting away Amber. The Page of Swords have came up, and you guys already know in my readings this signifies death or physical harm to someone. So yes, the Knight of Swords, them coming up on him. Yeah, this definitely had to do with, oh my God, the Ten of Cups, King of Coins. Yes, y'all. And the person was paid handsomely. This case was something that made them furious to the point they will harm Joshua. There's a Three of Cups here in the love Ten of Cups. Yes, this is a group of people who came up with this. This is a group of people who came up with this to hurt this young man. Yeah. Four of Staff, y'all. Yes, these are some people who celebrate. Look, the devil. Yeah, this is a setup, y'all. This was definitely a setup, and it has something to do with this case.